It's 2 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Sarah Iuliano with 2NURFM Hunter News. A nurse will face trial at New South Wales Supreme Court next year, accused of murdering 2 Wallsend nursing home patients. It's alleged Gary Stephen Davis killed Summit Care residents Gwen Fowler and Ryan Kelly and attempted to murder another, Audrey Manuel. Davis faces the accusation he injected all 3 non-diabetics with high-dose insulin, causing them to go into hypoglycemia. The federal government has acted to protect a Hunter Valley woodland only a day before the approval of Rio Tinto's Mount Thorley Warkworth mine expansion. Public comment was called for regarding a plan to list the Warkworth Sands woodlands as a threatened ecological community. Nature Conservation Council CEO Kate Smolsky says the timing of the announcement is a twist of irony.
On one hand, you have the Commonwealth Government calling for comments because they are considering listing Warkworth Sands woodland as an endangered ecological community under the EPBC Act. And then the very next day, you have the New South Wales State Government approving Rio Tinto's mine that is going to destroy the last remaining intact stand of this community.
New South Wales Chief Scientist and Engineer is calling for more research into the effect uncovered coal wagons have on air quality and human health in regions like the Hunter. Professor Mary O'Kane's initial report found large knowledge gaps in coal dust and emissions along the coal supply chain. It's understood dust levels increase when trains pass, but how much dust is being emitted and why is disputed. It's hoped the University of Newcastle's Memorandum of Understanding with Urban Growth will make research and innovation a feature defining Newcastle's revitalisation. The MOU will help guide the $460 million Newcastle Urban Transformation and Transport Program, but there are calls for the university to advocate for its students requiring access to the new Space City campus. Wallsend MP Sonia Hornery says public and private transport conditions may get worse for her constituents attending class in the city.
And for those students, of course, who we know are forced to drive their cars because public transport isn't accessible or available for them, where are they going to park? How much is it going to cost them? How much time will it take for them to park? So I think these plans need to be made in collaboration with any building development.
Maitland Private Hospital has invested $13 million into an expansion of their custom-built rehab unit, which is expected to meet high demands in the Hunter. The unit currently caters to around 1,000 people each year, with the expansion expected to reduce waiting lists throughout the region. Maitland Hospital CEO Brett Dennett says the additions are very welcome.
The new ward is custom built. It's got its own gymnasium. It's got a dining room capable of sitting 44 patients. It's got all the equipment that you need. The wards are bigger than usual. There's 2 disabled rooms, which are nearly double normal size. It's just purpose built for rehab.
And Denman vignerons are concerned about the use of the herbicide 2,4-D in the area. Norlana vineyard owner Jeff Oldman's most recent crop has been impacted, with his canes distorted 30 to 40 centimetres from the growing tip. It's believed the herbicide can travel kilometres through the air. He's urging Hunter residents and farmers spraying the chemicals to watch for it drifting to save neighbouring vineyards from damage.
Anyone who uses that herbicide is aware of the dangers, and they can take appropriate action to minimise the risks of spray drift. So if I can convince people to do that, I'll be happy, because hopefully it won't happen again.
In finance, the All Ords is down 4 points at 53.09 and $1 Australian dollar is buying 73.16 US cents.
Sport, thanks to our sponsor, Warners Bay Sports Club.
The Newcastle Jets midfielder David Carney is promising to push the boundaries in the lead-up to Friday night's 4th-place fight against Sydney. It comes as the 32-year-old casts aside speculation of a January transfer to the Sky Blues for the second time in as many seasons. But Carney says his future's with Newcastle.
I've had good memories at Sydney FC, and it's good to come back there. And Sydney's always been a ground that's always been good to me, so hopefully it can carry on for me with Newcastle.
The Knights are preparing to farewell a familiar face as veteran Chris Houston makes the switch to Super League on a 2-year deal with the Widnes Vikings. He's the 3rd senior back rower to part ways with the club since the end of last season. Houston was released from the final year of his contract after failing to feature in new coach Nathan Brown's plans for 2016. And tributes continue to flow from around the world for late Maitland Pickers legend Merv Wright, who passed away in his sleep last week at the age of 73. 2NURFM News Time is 2:05.